Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Clash of Magic Schools. But before we do, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Okay, Clash of Magic Schools is designed by Uwe Rosenberg, Hagen Dorgathen, and it is published by Iello.
All right, so this is kind of a magic school situation. You've got two competing big magic schools. Sound familiar? This is like Harry Potter light. All right, so basically you have this competition that's going on, and you're trying to be the one who's crowned the best school. All right, so this competition going on, you have two sides, two teams. This is a two-player only game. All right, it's kind of an area control kind of style game. There's 5 different kind of arenas, or 5 different trials that you're trying to build off of. What's going to happen is, on your turn, you get a chance to draw some cards up, and those cards are going to be the way that you can kind of control your students, basically, that you can put on the board in these various areas. You have one marker that just kind of describes where you're going to be activating that turn, and you can move it around. Basically, you're going to have a chance to place some students down on the board, and then, based on how many students you have, that's going to determine whether you're able to, or it's one of the factors that's going to be able to determine whether or not you're able to take on one of the trials. You have to take on the trials kind of from easy on to hard. So your very first turn, you have no trials out there. You are kind of given one level 1 trial that you can put out on the board and achieve. So it's very easy. It's a kind of a gimme. But from here on out, in order to start the other trials, you need to start with a 1. Or in order to go back to that one that you've already played on, you need to start with a 2. So you keep on building on them. The problem is the deck of cards, the deck of trials, is kind of shuffled up randomly between 1 and 5. So you don't know what you're going to get. You can only do what's on the top of the deck. You have a trial stack going, your opponent has a trial stack going. All right, so you're trying to get to 15 points. Each one of those trials, based off whatever level it is, that's how many points it's worth. So that one level 1 that you start with, that you're able to kind of get really easily, 1 point. If you can get a 2 on top of that, now you've got a collective 3 points. If you're able to get a 3 on top of that, together it's worth 6 points, so on and so forth. So you have 5 different trials that you can go on, 5 different kind of areas, arenas that you're able to work on, and kind of build up on all of them. You're trying to get to 15 points before your opponent gets to 10 points, or 9 points.
Yeah.
So as long as they have less than 10 points, what's going to happen then is you win the game. If your opponent has more than 9 points, and you have more than 15 points, it kind of goes into a sudden death round where you have to keep on going and manipulate the board a little bit. All right, so these students come in a variety of different kind of colors, and they're kind of like, maybe like houses of magic schools, maybe. Each one of them has a special spell that they are able to do. These spells, however, are forbidden during the competition.
Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
These spells are too powerful. They've been deemed to be illegal. Whatever the case is, you cannot do them during this competition. But in order for that specific color of magic's spell to be done, you'd have 3 of them in a row, kind of playing one down, then another one of the same color, and then another one of the same color. What's going to happen is the middle one, whatever that middle one is, that one's going to get discarded. They get expelled from the school for performing that spell, but you get to do whatever that special ability is. Some special abilities are really, really important. For instance, the blue special ability lets you skip a level when you are doing those trials. So, for instance, if you are just not seeing a 2, not seeing a 2, not seeing a 2, and you really need a 2 because you don't have, all you have out is 1s, you can skip to a 3. So that's kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility. Other special abilities as you move things around, mess with your opponent's hands, all kinds of different stuff. But there's always one special abilities that you can do no matter what, as long as you have 3 of anybody in a row. It doesn't matter what they are. So there's at least one spell you can always be able to do as long as you have 3 students out there.
Yeah, I like that this game is very driven by cards, and a lot of games that are driven by cards, sometimes you don't get a lot of them, but in this game you always get 3. You can always luck in to a spell, kids, because you can always get like 3 in a row, but I just like that you're really constantly being populated, and you don't have to play your whole hand. You don't have to like play it all and then draw 3. You can kind of take more if you want to, but I just like that you're always getting cards in your hands in order to try to manipulate and move things around.
Yeah, those spells are really, really important. They're kind of what drives the entire game. That's what makes this game interesting. But you need to make sure you have the right color of people in the right areas in order to trigger those abilities. So then you have a situation where maybe you'd be really tempted to just throw all of your cards down, right? But then you might lose them because of different things that can happen. But at the same time, you can hold on to them. But if you hold on to them and hit it for a rainy day, there's also a spell that makes you discard half of your hand. Yeah. And the other opponent's going to see, oh, they've got a handful of cards. There's some really dangerous stuff in there that I don't want to have to face. Discard half your hand.
Yeah.
So that's why hoarding cards can be good because you can set up for when you really want to do something that's special. But also at the same time, you don't want to hang on to them too much because it's going to be attract an enemy attack.
With that said, I felt like this game can sometimes work against you. Like, you're really beholden to whatever trials get flipped over, and it could be a long time before any of the appropriate levels are available. And with the way that you shuffle your deck, it might be a while before you even get any of those blue characters that Ryan was talking about that allow you to like skip a level. So you're really beholden to what's already happened. Yeah, you can try to strategize and get people in all the places so you can easily win that 1 and 2 appears, you can go 1, 2, but then also every round you can only do 1 trial. So even like if everything appears, you're still just taking a turn after turn after turn to do that. So I just felt like the game was working against you, and I just didn't have fun when I was playing it. Games are supposed to be fun, and I didn't have fun playing this game.
Yeah, this is definitely a one-on-one kind of a attacky thing going on, but it feels like it shouldn't be because you're kind of building up your own score, right?
Yeah.
I mean, thematically, obviously it works in the attacking scenario, but as far as what you're doing is you're trying really hard to get like a couple of points. You're trying really hard to get a couple of points. One of the spell like lets you steal all your opponent's points. This game is kind of filled with these feel-bad moments. You finally get something going, it's ripped out from underneath you, and even as the other player who did that attack, you're like, you didn't feel like, ha, gotcha. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry,
Well,
I'm just playing the game.
You didn't like work to anything either. You just happened into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, this was an unenjoyable 2-player experience. I think that there's a cool world here, even if it's a little bit derivative. There's fun artwork, really, really good, clean artwork. I think that the building up to the spells is an exciting point where you can kind of get 3 in a row. That's a neat idea. But the overall point scoring and the way that you win and lose is unsatisfying and it's unenjoyable. This is a pass for us.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.